Hi Libra, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your cards for September. So Libra, just a couple of quick notes about September. The energy for September as well as October is a little bit turbulent. There are areas in our life where there's going to feel like a lot of pushing and pulling in different directions, power struggles even within ourselves, really pushing ourselves hard in the next couple of months, but also allowing the universe to kind of work its magic around, our emotional life. For you especially, that Mars retrograde opposing your Libra placement, opposing your sun or ascendant or moon or whatever it is that brought you to the reading, that Mars retrograde, 7th house of partnerships, friendships, really close people. It could also represent your businesses. These are areas where it's going to feel like there's a need to get things going. Mars is going to make you kind of dig your heels in and almost exhaust yourself at times. And then at the same time, you are dealing with squares to Venus as she moves through Cancer, which is kind of working out some really deep emotional stuff for you. And in regards to how you place yourself in this world, how you see yourself, the reputation, how other people see you, your purpose in this world, opposing your 4th house of your roots, your ancestral karma, who you are as a person, your most private place. So it's your home, it's your childhood. These are all things that are at play this month, as well as the square of Capricorn, So we're dealing with a lot. There's going, Mars is going to make some squares in the next several weeks to that Jupiter, Pluto, and then Saturn in Capricorn. And it's really going to give you the drive to get over what's been going on in 2020. Now, let's face it, 2020 hasn't exactly been a cakewalk for anyone. But Libra, in the month of September and October, may be put through the ringer in some ways, but at the same time, the dividends will pay off. This is not for nothing, right? When we come out of this, there's such a profound transformation that we will know exactly why we had to go through these things. It will all begin to make sense at some point, and so we're all in a little bit of that trust in the universe place. There's really no other choice than to trust that the universe has a greater plan for us. So Libra, your energy in this month is the Magician. And I love this. I love this because I love what it represents, I think Libra has a lot brewing below the surface. Things may not be public right now. Maybe there's certain projects you're working on or relationships that are just beginning. Even creative projects, this could definitely represent your creativity. And for now, I think you're kind of working in the background. People don't really know everything that's going on for Libra. People don't know how hard you're working in your mind. But you're busy creating. You're creating your reality. Your environment for the month is that of the Knight of Wands. This is a really fast energy. So things around you, like I said, that Mars in opposition, in retrograde, this is a really strong energy. So this Knight of Wands can represent your drive. It could represent, kind of this attitude where you're just going to push and you're going to get something done. Push through the red tape, push through the bureaucracy, push through, maybe even some of those fears that we have. The Knight of Wands is all about courage. Now, it may not be the best energy for winning the war, but it's definitely the courage to show up to the battle. And that's what I'm picking up, is something you're working on that's very new. It's just in the beginning phases. Maybe it's just in your heart, and maybe others don't know about it. But that Knight of Wands picks up that passion. There's a love for this project or this thing that you're working on, this new thing in your life that's coming in. Underneath the Magician, we have Turtle Spirit. Card number 62, breaking down to an 8. Slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like the universe is kind of letting you know that the longer that you take in this planning, imagination, because the Magician, I mean, if you understand the energy of the Magician, they make magic, right? In order to make magic, you have to believe in it. And that's the power of manifestation. And so right now you're still in the phase of manifesting this thing. And the Porcupine Spirit underneath that Knight of Wands, card number 48. Breaking down to a 3, time for a beginning mind. Now I have to say, Libra, we're 12th house stuff, right, going on for you this month as the Sun and Mercury move through Virgo before they get to you. So there's a lot of subconscious things getting worked through it this time. And that porcupine spirit is, I think, a sign that the things that you're fighting through in your mind is the messages that feel like you're not ready. You know, maybe you want to start a new business and you're not quite ready to put up the website or, you know, make that final investment. Maybe you're looking for a new home and right now it's in a phase where you're not quite sure you can do it. I think there's a big difference between Libra's imagination this month and their reality, because there seems to be a stress point. A stress point maybe because of lack of belief. If you are truly believing in yourself, in your capabilities, even if you feel, you know, this could be where we fight that feeling of inferiority. You know, I really want to start this thing. I want to start this project. I want to teach this class. But what if I'm not qualified? What if I don't know what I'm doing? If you are going off to college, you know, there might be a feeling of wanting to really get on the road, get out there, get things started, meet new people. And yet there's those doubts in the back of your mind, like, what if I don't like my roommate, or what if I don't like these classes? What if something falls through? There's a lot of worries with that porcupine spirit. And time for a beginner mind means that because you're new at it, you might actually have a leg up on everybody else. You might have a fresher perspective. So you may have more support than you realize, Libra. And those are the things that you're going to be working out. Turtle Spirit, underneath that is hope is the conduit for miracles. So this is all about that power of manifestation, creating your own reality. Realizing that maybe you want things to move really, really quickly and they're just not. Things are delayed, things are slow, things might seem boring. And yet, miracles are on their way to you. Through positive thinking, through the ability to wrestle that shadow side of us that says it's not going to work out. When we could tone that down and believe in ourselves and get on that vibration, then you have no choice. You have faith that miracles will happen. Things will work out. Your heart is an instrument made of extremely subtle energy that few people come to appreciate. But in truth, you are not your heart. You are the experiencer of your heart. Now that talks to me more about that shadow side and that self-doubt. You know, you need to have courage to make that first move. You need to have courage to take the first step. There's always that anxiety that builds up right before we do it, right? Well, we run through that list of all the reasons why it could fail, we could stumble, we could be embarrassed. And you have to detach yourself from that ego. Failure isn't horrible. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world have struggled with failure repeatedly, because failure over and over is often the recipe for success, right? It's how you perfect something. Now we're getting messages of slow and steady, taking that first step, but being really clear in your mind and being really nurturing to yourself. Now remember, I talked about that Venus in Cancer, which is kind of our ability to self-love, to nurture. So if you do experience failures, if you do mess things up a little in the beginning, you don't take it so seriously. You know, it's very easy to say, well, it was my first try and these things happen. I'm going to get it better. I'm going to get better at it next time and next time and next time. And each time I'm going to learn from it, and I'm not going to take things so personally. If others are criticizing you, you can remove yourself from that energy as well. That is their experience and their opinion, and it really has very little to do with your path and purpose in this lifetime. Now, looking at your 9-card block, we have the World, the Page of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. It seems like there's parts of the Libra world that have recently closed out. Endings that ultimately bring new beginnings. Now these represent, the world is a card of Saturn. It's a card of karma. And so new cycles of karma are coming in. We've closed out some old things that we had to do in this lifetime, and now we feel compelled to move to the next level, take the next step in life. Page of Swords talks about communication. It talks about maybe putting things out there on the internet. Maybe, you know, launching that website, launching that first video on YouTube, you know, creating that class schedule at school, talking to the counselors, getting out the messages. If this represents a connection for you in some way, it's certainly, you know, that communication, those talks, those emails. And the 9 of Pentacles means this is really a new path to your independence and your self-value. You are starting a journey in which the Page of Swords, which is kind of like this, you know, it's kind of this free energy. You're learning new things. There's curiosity. The Page of Swords is an energy that's young and fresh. So in a way, it's really great because it's brand new ideas, fresh outlooks, fresh perspectives on things. But yet the Page of Swords is just beginning. We haven't begun to master the element of discernment. So be careful with your expectations at this time. Do not let little delays and failures and mistakes make you feel like you're not capable of this. Remember, the universe, when all the planets are retrograde, will test us. They will test our commitment. They will test our loyalty. They will test our faith to ourselves. And right now we're in a period of being tested. What did 2020 teach you? What are the lessons that you picked up, and are you able to sustain them? Because remember, 2020, we're believing in ourselves. We're believing we are capable. We're not looking to others to save us. We're not looking for opportunities or something to come in that's going to save the day. we're in a place where even if it doesn't make sense, we still have this knowing that we're going to be okay. I say that because underneath that row, we have the Fool, Temperance, and the High Priestess. See, Libra, you're on a destined path and you're supported by the divine. Temperance card coming out in the center of the reading. You're in your flow. Things are flowing naturally. So if you hit a delay or a bump, you know, as we do all these squares to Saturn for you, as we go through these very corners of your chart, you have to take it really gentle on yourself, because you're going to want to push. You're going to want to jump in. The Fool energy. You're going to want to jump in. And yet the universe is going to say one step at a time. You're going to do the little things, and as you do them, you're going to learn, and you're going to be open to new ideas. You're going to be open to people's criticism, not as a personal attack, but as help and assistance. Even if it's, you know, assistance from the divine, assistance from ancestors on the other side, they have to come to you through other people. So be open. And Temperance is, next to the High Priestess, is having faith in the universe. Having faith that what you've invested in will grow. That High Priestess right underneath that Nine of Pentacles catches my eye, because I think there's a part of Libra that knows they're on the right path. That knows that everything will be okay. Overall energy, by the way, for this reading is Ace of Wands. That's a new beginning, a new passionate beginning, which is clear with this whole thing. There's definitely something beginning in Libra's life that I think you know is a process of ascension for you. This is going to take you to a new level, maybe financially, a new level in your career, a new level at school. Like I said, I pick up on energies of, you know, being off at college, starting these new cycles. Underneath that Fool, the World, the Fool, and then we have the King of Cups. And underneath Temperance is the Six of Pentacles. Underneath the High Priestess is the Page of Wands. This is beautiful energy. You see, you are being divinely supported. The universe wants you to succeed, and they're helping you by any means necessary. But the Fool and the King of Cups says that you're moving towards this emotional mastery. Like I said, not taking criticism personally. You know, if there are people that aren't believing in your project or your thing at this time, it's okay. We don't let that affect you. King of Cups has mastered emotional security, emotional mastery. He doesn't let other people's stuff, you know, because other people will say, oh, you know, I mean, just absolutely for 100% an example. This is definitely not what I'm seeing specifically. But, you know, a lot of times people will say, oh, I've decided to go back to school. I'm going to take up this profession. And there's so many people that will say, why would you do that? There's no money in it. Oh, that's a lot of school, a lot of years you have to go to school. That seems stupid to me. People can only come from their level of experience. So they tell stories, and it's their way of relating, right? It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them, and it doesn't matter to you what their opinion is. It's just a conversation. And that King of Cups says that you can overlook all those things that people say if other people aren't believing in you, if other people are telling you it's silly or it's stupid. And that's why I like that energy with that Magician, because like I said, this thing is kind of under wraps still. You're not really letting everybody know, and I think that's a really intelligent thing to do. It's a safe road to play, because you don't want this to creep in. Now, I don't think it's going to, because I don't see any Five of Wands in here. I don't see a whole lot of Sword cards, I think you're coming in really zen. And here's the thing that I'm picking up on. The universe is on your side because they know your intentions are pure. Whatever success or abundance or financial stability you're trying to gain through this project, it is so you can give back to others. If this is a creative project you're working on, maybe the point of it is that you'll be in service to others in some way. You know, even if you're starting a YouTube channel, just to do kind of what I do is guide people and help them through difficult times in their life where they're searching for answers. You know, whatever it is, your intentions are good. And the universe wants you to succeed. And Page of Wands, you may get help. You may get help from people, and specifically people that are younger than you. Or it may just be that fresh beginner's luck that starts to work out. You know, you may actually really surprise yourself after a couple of roadblocks and bumps and bruises. You know, I mean, a couple skinned knees, and yet all of a sudden you've completed this marathon, you know. No pain, no gain kind of thing. And you come out strong. There's definitely a return on investment. What you are willing to invest in with your heart, because this feels emotional, this feels like a personal project, this feels like something that's very close to you. And that King of Cups, you're protecting it. You're protecting this thing that you want to start. You're protecting this new cycle. You know, you're almost head over heels in love with this. And it is that faith and that exuberance that's going to make sure that it is successful. But yet you're being asked to follow the divine timing of it all. Don't push it so hard. Don't take things so seriously. You are definitely on the right path, Libra. You're moving closer to your goals than you realize. And after a difficult period, which really doesn't look all that difficult to me, after a couple of tests from the universe, things will really start to unfold. Now, your moon cards for this month, Cardinal Moon, be bold and make the first move. Now we start September, end of August, which is when I'm recording this. We're in this major grand trine of fire in the sky, meaning opportunities are coming forth. Be bold and make the first move. It doesn't mean you have to tell people. It doesn't mean you have to search out other people's opinions. But you could still get things started. You know, maybe just filing for that vendor's license or creating that PayPal account. I mean, whatever it is, whatever that first step is, do not hesitate making it. But also, don't expect immediate results. Your next card is the fixed moon. Hold your vision. This is when you believe in yourself. When you wholeheartedly believe in the whole big picture of everything, it's all going to work out. You hold your vision, you hold that vibe, you hold that space. You could taste the success. You can taste the abundance. You know it's coming. This is that whole Abraham Hicks thing, right? Like, I'm ready to be ready to be ready. You're always ready. And you know it's coming. In spite of delays, in spite of bruised egos, in spite of, you know, the push and pull of all of it. Ace of Wands, the World, the High Priestess and Temperance. There's a lot of major arcana that tells me that change is unfolding, and you're doing a great job of manifesting it in a really pure and positive way. And even though there's so much fire behind you to get this started, there's a whole lot of practicality as well. There's an even nice tone between the fire the water and the pentacles. You know, your emotions, your practicality, and your vision are kind of all aligning. Now that cardinal moon, all that glitters, maybe the first move is a financial investment. Maybe the first move is actually making the purchase of a home. Maybe you're going to purchase a new RV or something because you're sick of not being able to travel. I don't know, but if that's it, if you're not breaking the bank, if you're not going out and, you know, maybe surprising your spouse with a new home, you know, if it's not that huge and you're able to do it on your own, then do it. Take that first step. That first step is leading you down a path that you know, High Priestess, will be successful, will be abundant. This is not a time to operate from fear. This is definitely not a time to put those negative thoughts like, oh my God, if I buy this thing that I need to start this company or this website, you know, what if something happens and I can't buy groceries next week? Well, yeah, the universe can always work like that. But you don't want to think about it like that. You don't want your energy to go there. You want your energy to be pure, to know that whatever you invest in will ultimately be worth it. The risk will be worth it. No pain, no gain. I'm hearing all these cliches in my mind. Yeah, it may not be easy. It might be scary. Kind of like biting the bullet, that full energy. But yet there's this drive and this higher knowing that it's going to work out. Fixed moon, hold your vision. Here and now, stay in the moment. Your ultimate challenge is just to stay positive, to stay in the moment. Don't go to those places where you feel like that fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of, I just keep hearing fear of failure over and over, maybe fear of embarrassment, you know. No. Fixed moon, hold your vision on that success and stay in the moment. Know that every little win that you get is a step closer to the goals that you set. And it might actually be a really good idea because September and October has so much energy, things can get really distracting. I just want to make this clear for my Libras and for everybody in the collective. You know, as we approach this election, I'm sorry to say that we're going through a lot planetary-wise, and things can get really crazy. And so, if anything, this could be yet another period of time in 2020 where we can't seem to put our phones down. We can't seem to take our eyes off the news. We get stuck in conversations with strangers about politics and start to realize that our energy is getting really drained. And what we need, what the universe needs right now is this, you know, energy of wanting to embrace change and go after the new. We want the new life. We want the new success. We don't want to be in the pain and the turmoil and the unknown. We're just going to create this new happy place for ourselves. So that in itself can be the challenge for the next couple of months, but I feel like you've got this. That you know how to stay grounded, you know how to believe and how to manifest and to bring it in. You know how to mother yourself, nurture yourself, honor when you are tired. Self-care is very important. Honor the phases of your body as you're going through this, and remember that everything is tied together. Like I said, there's a lot of alignment between the mind, the body, and the spirit. And at the same time, they are all linked together physically. Honor your body When you are tired, rest, because when you are tired, you don't think clearly. It's easier to slip into that negative zone, into that fear of failure. The same thing, same thing body-wise. Make sure you're eating, you're feeding yourself correctly. I get the sense that this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, and you need to be prepared. There might be a lot of work up ahead. But like I said, it's worth it. It's worth it, and you're entering a period where I feel like you are going to learn a lot and gain a lot and really surprise yourself with a level of confidence that you can maintain throughout all of this. This is a really amazing reading, Libra, and I'm really looking forward to see what's going on with you guys in October. I'll be popping in for a couple more pick a card readings. We've got a lot of planetary ingresses, so I'll be doing one for Mars retrograde around September 9th. And then I'll probably be doing one towards the end of September for the Saturn moving direct. So we'll pick up from there. I hope that you have a wonderful September, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Libra.